Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be testing out my hot tent. It's my very first one too. So bought this about a year ago off Amazon. It's the OneTigris Fortress hot tent. You see I got a cot and my POMOLY Woodstove. By the way, this is pretty heavy. If this would be kind of tough to do if I was just actually hiking into the wilderness, but I'm actually going behind my house here. Here's my daughter Clementine. Say hi, Clemmy. Hi. So we got a fallen down tree here. Got plenty of snow coming down, and we're gonna see how this is gonna go. See if we can do this without losing anything. Can't really get around. Alright, so this is my first time opening this up. This is the OneTigris Fortress hot tent. So let's see what's all in here. I did do a little bit of research on how to set these up. I didn't want to go into it completely blind. I did learn that you should stake down your doors first. Like it's got a little bit of instructions in here. We'll try to follow those the best that we can.
I'll turn the camera off. And probably this one. And this one. Yeah.
You can leave it on.
And this clearing it because the snow.
Yeah. Okay, we got our, feels like stakes here. We got tent poles. And we got our hot tent. Okay, so let's get started.
I've been searching for someone to save me during the nights where I can't see.
All right, I'm back, guys. So it was a little bit of a struggle to get these two ends staked in here. So the directions state that you need to stake down the two doorways. There's a door on either side of this tent, and stake those sides down. Put the tent up in the middle, or the pole up in the middle here. And then I believe the next step would be to just start getting all these guidelines all staked down. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. And see how it goes. Yeah, it's been a bit of a learning curve, but we're getting there. Alright, so I got all the ground points staked down here. It's not the nicest looking circle, so I might have to readjust that. But the issue that I'm having now is that the snow's falling so fast that, you know, I'm dropping stuff. I've dropped a few stakes and lost them already. so I have to, like, you know, move a little faster and be aware of my tools.
I swear I'll try. I swear I don't want to say. I know I'll change. It keeps me awake at night. You know I'll change. I can't find myself.
Alright, I got the main tent set up. I got my guy lines. I got my bottom stakes here set. I believe I did see I missed one, so I'll have to do that. It's a little on the wonky side. It's got that wabi-sabi. I think I can go around off camera and just kind of like round this off a bit and make it a little bit more, you know, even on every side. So I'll do that off camera and then we'll get to the inside. I went around and pulled everything tight. It actually does help that there's like a buckle on each of these ground mounts where you can actually pull the buckle and cinch it tight. So that was really nice. So I am absolutely soaking wet and cold. Oh, my hands are cold. I'm actually not doing too bad. It's just such a heavy wet snow. Actually, as I'm putting this together, I can hear like trees and branches just coming crashing down right now. So I think the next step would be, let's get inside this thing and get this wood stove set up so we can get everything dried off. Oh, this is not too bad. It's actually kind of roomy in here. We actually got the pole. It's sinking into the ground right now, so I'm gonna see if I can fix the pole, but not too shabby. Well, I switched to filming on my phone because my GoPro died, even though it said it had 25% battery life. That's how it goes sometimes. So I have my GoPro charging on my jack reed right now. Okay, I'm back, guys. After the debacle with the camera. So OneTigris was kind enough to provide me with the it's like a Velcro flap for the stovepipe. So it's already pre-cut, which is really nice. So I just have to basically go and attach this to that spot right there and run my stovepipe through it. We're supposed to get like 8 inches of heavy snow. So we'll see how it goes. It'll be a real test here. It's sticking to the tent really well. Like, I kind of don't like that. Maybe I didn't stretch this tent out quite enough, and it's collecting on it, and that weight I'm kind of concerned about. All right, let's see how this works here. All right, I might have to set the camera down and do this part. All right, so we got our stovepipe fireproof piece here. Went on really nice, even with all the moisture and snow. We got this flap here. I see now here. We'll have to roll this up and then cinch this in here so it doesn't get burnt. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll run our stovepipe through there. I just want to give mad props to whoever, you know, the people that do this like weekly and for a living and film this kind of content in this kind of weather, because I am completely soaked. All my equipment, like everything, is just covered in just wet, thick snow. My flashlight, batteries, my jack reeds, everything would just, even though I tried my darndest to cover everything up, it wasn't good enough, and like it just finds its way into everything. So I can't imagine trying to do this and film this content like all the time. It's just insane to me that some people can do this, and they do it well. And maybe they don't show you the nitty gritty, the mud getting in your camera bag and into your camera equipment, and getting completely soaked from all the way down to the bone. Just maybe they just edit all that out, but I'm here to show you that this is yeah, this is how it really is. It's not as when you see those sketches on Instagram and people setting up and sitting down and drinking their coffee and all that stuff. It's like there's so much behind the scenes stuff that has to get done before before you can even film that, and it just looks so cozy and nice, but it's really just, there's so much other stuff to it, so props to them. So I had to make a really quick trip back to the house, and I grabbed some more supplies for cooking. I did pick up a straggler here. Say hi, Clammy.
Hi.
She's gonna keep me company while I cut up some wood and get this wood stove going, because we really need to get it dry in here.
I'm really worried that the wood would go flying in my head.
Yeah. I'll be careful, okay? Sooner we get this cut up, sooner we can get warm in here. And the little pieces here. I'm gonna see if we can get something going. My first ever wood fire inside my hot tent.
Okay.
I know it seems really smoky in here. Let me get the flashlight. I know it seems really smoky in here, but it's literally just, most of it is just steam coming off of this wood stove from all the moisture and snow melting. So I did open the vent, and hopefully a lot of that stuff will get vented off. Alright guys, here we have it. All set up. Got our wood stove going. I got my cot set up. I got my doggy. Hi, Dora. I got Clemmy. Clemmy Bear.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
She's having a good old time. And yeah, it's not too bad. There's a lot of room in here. It's nice. I would say two, three people max. Yeah, we'll see how this holds up overnight. But this cot I'm sitting on here is a military surplus cot. Yeah, I know it looks really smoky in here, but again, I promise you, it is like 90% steam. Alright, for dinner tonight I got this balsamic chicken with roasted Brussels sprouts and sweet potatoes. And I'm gonna try to do it right over on the wood stove here. Smells good. This is actually the first time I've ever cooked on my wood stove. I have just one fork. You want to try a bite?
Yeah.
And let me try one really quick, just make sure it's not too hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's a little warm. You blow. Take a little bite.
Hot.
Do you want it too hot?
Yeah. I love the chicken.
You gotta find a nice. That's a big piece. Oops. Sure.
And he will eat any that we drop.
That's actually good. Good chicken.
Yeah. Can you try?
It's your turn.
You and then you try to. This tastes like corn.
It tastes like corn.
Yeah.
I know there's some sweet potatoes in there. Might be a little hot. Is it good? Okay.
Tastes like sweet potato.
Yeah, it worked out. You're able to cook that. My first meal on my POMOLY Woodstove.
TikTok user MBAAN travels to a popular haunted house in Indonesia. The house sat abandoned for 20 years.
Mommy's watching ghost stories.
Then it was chosen as the set of a popular...
You're probably gonna think this is just a story.
So he quietly made his way in. Jack, I said quietly.
Well, good morning, buddy. Yeah. Morning, guys. Well, I had kind of a rough night last night. Ended up melting my jacket pretty good. It fell off. I was using it as kind of a blanket, and it fell off and melted onto the wood stove. And when I reached over to grab it off, little bits and pieces of the melty stuff got on my hand, burnt my hand, but not too bad. But that's how it goes. End up using up most of my wood, but stayed pretty warm in here, I would say, most of the night. A few adjustments need to be made next time I go out. Otherwise, yeah, not too bad. Jorah, come here. You can see here, every time he walks by the wood stove here, he singes his hair, so yeah, see, he's doing it again. Okay, buddy, you cannot stand there. Come on. Yep. Come on, Jorah. Come on. Come on. Up here. Well. I don't know what to say about that. Dang it. Dry. Alright guys, that's our first night in the hot tent. Got pretty gusty, pretty windy out last night. It's you know, we got that heavy wet snow in the beginning of the night, and then it transitioned over to just like this really fluffy stuff. The temperature dropped down to probably below 20 degrees. Overall, the tent held up really nicely. The canvas is a really durable canvas. You know, all the things that came with the tent just seemed like really high quality. The guy lines, even the aluminum stakes that came with. It comes with everything you need except for the wood stove, of course, that you're gonna have to purchase separately if you want to do this. I would say go with a light stove, especially if you're going to be trekking into the wilderness. Only because the one that I have, I use that in my truck for truck camping, but it's heavy. It has some decent weight to it. One nice thing I did figure out last night was it does have these vent flaps on either side for if it gets smoky, or if you just need a little bit of get that in there. If you need a little bit of air, you know, to cool it off in there if it gets too hot. That was kind of nice to have. You know, this held up incredibly well. I would say one thing I might change about this tent is it'd be nice to have like a window that you could kind of like unzip and peer out and be able to get a good look at your surroundings and the weather outside. If you were camping out in the wilderness, it'd be nice to be able to peek out. But otherwise, yeah, if you like to sleep in the morning, it stays pretty dark. Some things that need to change maybe is I need to rearrange the inside a little bit more. Just because the way I had everything positioned, but it seemed like, you know, it was falling and hitting the wood stove, including myself. Melting onto the wood stove, and even Jorah, like walking in there. He's such a fluffy dog that every time he brushed past the wood stove, he'd singe his fur, and that smell of burnt hair would just engulf the whole tent, and I was really worried that he might actually catch on fire. So that might need to change. Maybe go with a smaller wood stove. You know, I was having to put wood in it probably once every hour or so just to keep it going. You know, even with the dampener and all the stuff shut on it, it just seemed like it just burns really quickly. And it does not hold heat because it's not cast iron, it's stainless steel. Yeah, maybe next time I do this, I'd go with a lighter wood stove, and maybe some changes to the inside of the tent, how I positioned everything, because that seemed to be an issue. This is the OneTigris. I believe it was the OneTigris Fortress hot tent. You guys can pick this up on Amazon if you really like this tent. I'll leave a link below, and you can go check it out for yourselves. Maybe I'll do another you know, camp out in the wilderness with it, and that would be the real next test, right? Is to get it out and go do some dispersed camping, or go do some trekking in the wilderness and set this thing up and see how that goes, because that would be the ultimate next test. And yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. I'll hopefully get out again here soon and do another hot tent camp. I appreciate you guys all sticking around and watching.
I know I won't change.